Yeah, hi everybody, it's Adrian here, live at midday Thursday with the Where Am I Right Now Life Mastery Show. So welcome, and an unusual place for me today. I'm actually live at Sydney International Airport because I'm flying out in 3 hours time to Abu Dhabi on my way to Belarus in Europe. So I thought, well, I'm not going to miss the show because I love the show so much, so just taking the time out here at Sydney Airport to be with you. So if you have any questions on all things pertaining to life mastery, then please do ask those questions. Physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, relationship, sexual, intimacy, vocational, creative, whatever question you have around living life with more mastery, then please do post those questions and I will do my best to answer the questions for you. A little bit about myself if you haven't been on the show before. So yeah, my name's Adrian and 55 years old, got a blended family of 6 children, got 5 grandchildren, yep, 5 grandchildren, and live on the Gold Coast in Australia. And I've been working in the spiritual and personal development fields for over 25 years. So I do my coaching, my life mastery work, and I'm also a psychotherapist and counsellor as well. So that's a little bit about me. I'm passionate about a few things. One of the things I'm really passionate about is supporting people in their life to bring more life mastery into it. Because I know it's a challenge sometimes to stay on track and be on track. So my work is to really support people to help them stay on track more and more and more, and try and live whatever they can into what I call that 80-20 principle. So yeah, Colin, anything would be good. So let's get a bit more specific, Colin. I'd reiterate again, I'm not doing so much psychic work today. Obviously I'll use a bit of intuition where needed, but this is about being really practical. I find in my bit of a disruption here, sorry about that, here live from Sydney Airport. What I find often is when you ask a clear question, then you can get some clear clarity on that question. So if you can be a bit more specific, so what's going on for you right now, Colin, in your life that you maybe like some guidance on, some support on, some insight into? It could be physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, creative, vocational. So I want to leave that up to you to get a little bit more specific if you can on what question you have for yourself. Yeah, hi Georgina. Hello to you too. And let's just see if there's any questions popping in. So a little bit about what I'm doing today, and a little bit about the last 24 hours maybe, just for a little bit of inspiration for people. So yesterday I left the Gold Coast, got into Brisbane, went to South Bank, and at 6:30 I started a run with a few hundred people running in a run called the Darkness to Daylight Run, and it's to raise and bring awareness around family and domestic violence. And I've done that for the last few years. In the last 2 years I've run 10 kilometers from 5:30 a.m. until 6:30 a.m, about an hour. But this year I decided to do the Darkness to Daylight Run and start in the evening and run with a smaller group of people and try and do more than 10 kilometers. So I set off and I actually ran 23 kilometers last night, and then got home about midnight. Got up at 4 a.m, went to the Gold Coast Airport at 6 a.m, and now I'm here in Sydney. So Georgina, will a new job come my way? Okay, so Georgina, once again, I'm not doing any psychic work in terms of tuning in what I think may be happening, but what I suggest you is get more specific on the question. Will a new job come my way? So what I would say to you is, what sort of job would you like? What's your vision for yourself? Because the more you visualize, the more you're clear on the wish, the more you're clear on the vision, the more clear the universe is on bringing that back in for you, to delivering your wish. So get really specific with it. What sort of job would you like? Just take a few moments and ask yourself, if you had the magic wand, and I do have one in my studio, I use all the time, and you had the magic wand, you say, what I'd love to be doing for my job, for my vocation, for my passion, for my work is ... And then maybe ask that question. So Colin, just moved to WA, new life, just divorced. Okay, so yeah, I've been divorced myself. I've been through that whole journey. It's not an easy one for many people. And it's a case of what next for you? What's your vision next for you in terms of that relationship? In terms of freeing yourself and being clear about the process you went through in that divorce process. because most divorces are not easy on many levels. So the question for you, Colin, will be, what is next for you? Get clear on it. And if you have a specific question, then ask me a question. Is my relationship going to improve, or is it done? Hey, Helen, same thing. I'm not doing any psychic work. I want you to get clear about the question. Is my relationship going to improve, or is it done? Well, that's entirely in terms of the way you communicate with your partner. Because 99% of all issues in relationship, I believe, are around communication. So how are you communicating? Are you getting some counseling? Are you getting some coaching? Are you getting somebody in there to support you through the process? And if I can help you in any way, please let me know. Go to my website, adrianhanks.com. You can book in for a session, PM me, and we can arrange to get something. But the first thing to do in relationship is get the communication happening. Sit with your partner. If you need a third party to help you through it, get professional support to get you to do that. Really important. And if the question is it done? It might be just a case of finding some courage to call it quits, to say it's done. So I don't know your situation, so it's actually hard to answer that, except for about you getting clear. So Lee, hello, will I move on from mental health issues that are taking toll? Look, mental health issues are a real challenge, Leanne. And my sense with mental health is, what are you doing to help yourself? What are you doing? Do you have somebody to coach you? Do you have somebody to work with you every day, every week, every month, to bring you into alignment to the future potential self that you could visualize yourself being? So the first picture for me is mental health is, what's going on for you? Are you on medication? You know, is that medication really working for you? Can it be reduced a little bit so you can bring in more clarity? Because the sad thing about medication with mental health, it makes us foggy. It really brings in the fog. It brings down a bit of a veil. So if we're going to clear that veil to get really clear about going forward, then it's about how you're working with practitioners in terms of your mental health. Are you doing meditation? Are you doing the health aspect for your body? Are you eating good food? Are you taking drugs out of your system, recreational, alcohol, all those things? Because if you're doing mental health and if you are on medication, you're doing alcohol or any other drugs, it has to stop. Because it doesn't mix, you know that. The side effects of it are bad enough without all those things. So getting clear on the vision again. What do you want to improve? Do you want to be free of your mental health medication if you're on medication? I don't know if you are or not. So just get really clear on the question if you can, everybody. So, can you see my spiritual abilities becoming more active? Kylie, once again, I'm not doing psychic work today, so I'm not tuning into any psychic work. I want you to get clear, because what I work with my life mastery is about everybody getting really clear on asking questions, about getting their vision correct, coming back to that self-empowerment process. And in terms of your spiritual ability being more active, well, that depends on you. How active do you want to be? Are you doing your daily exercises? Are you doing your study? Do you have a mentor? Do you have a teacher? Because I believe in any work that we do, we want to take ourselves to the next level, the coaching, the mentoring is essential. I have a team of mentors and coaches myself, and without them, I don't expand, I don't go forward, because it's really hard to do this on myself. So if you want to improve on your spiritual work, find a mentor, and if you want somebody, I can probably recommend somebody to you, or I can support you in working with that aspect too, to get a bit of a vision, to get a business plan, to get all that together. That's what I do. I love helping entrepreneurs and people to get out in the world, working for themselves, with themselves, and in partnerships, to really bring in their business, to hone the business, so they can be doing what they love doing. There's nothing more rewarding than getting out of bed in the morning and doing what one loves for one's vocational passion. So why are you in Sydney, and what's the weather like, Georgina? I'm in Sydney because I'm about to fly to Abu Dhabi, and then from Abu Dhabi I'm flying on to Minsk in Belarus to go and do some specialized leadership training with a company that I'm a partner in called Skyway. And Skyway is a investment company that work with crowdfunding. And if you want to check that out, go to www.skywaycommunity.com, and that's my website, and you can check it out. It's a really great place to come on board and do some crowd investing to support making this a better planet. And you can join that free and be part of my team. And it's a really great venture. So I'll be going there, and I'll be spending a week in Belarus with 3 or 4 days of specialized training with the CEO of that company. And guess what? It's an all expenses paid trip by the company. There's 200 of us globally going along to that. So anyway, back to the to you watchers and listeners. And Starland is trip in my future. Well, it depends. Have you been to the travel agents to book it? So let's get practical, let's get real. Have you got a visualization of where you're going? Like, I visualized this trip. As soon as I heard there was an opportunity to go to Belarus to do the training, it was straight on my vision board. It was straight in my vision book. And it was clear. My meditations were, I am going to be one of those 200 people chosen globally out of thousands of applicants to go to Belarus. And 2 weeks later, I was chosen. I was one of the 200 applicants who was chosen to go to Belarus for this specialized training, all expenses paid, flights and accommodation to Belarus with the CEO of the Skyway company. So it's like, get clear. If an opportunity comes, you've got to tune into it. You've got to be solid with it. You've got to be creative with it. You've got to be with it